In my never-ending quest to review every piece of streaming/content creator hardware that Walmart puts on their shelves, I found another one. So let's review this Power Grip Charger today. Hey everybody, it's Chris from Family Geekery. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Power Grip Charger. This is from Vivitar Creator Series. I've done a lot of reviews on this stuff before. Check those videos out on the rest of my channel, and go ahead and subscribe if you see something you like. But today we're going to be taking a look at this. It's obviously meant to be for like vloggers, content creators, YouTubers, you name it. And let's go ahead and take a look at what the box says. It's got Bluetooth shutter button. It powers your device, so it's got a built-in battery inside that grip and a rubber grip. So you can see, obviously, you hold on to it. You can charge your phone with it, and there must be some shutter button to record and a little ball head and stuff. So let's take a look at the back side here. So it's meant for streaming, travel, or social media. I'm not sure if that's how you do a selfie. I'm not a vlogger myself, but I think you're supposed to put the screen towards you, but who knows. But let's take a look at what else we got here. 360-degree smartphone mount. So it's got obviously a phone mount, USB-A and USB-C charging. So two different charging plugs to go to your phone to keep it powered up through the built-in battery. 12-inch stick. Here's the shutter release button. And looks like the grip does come out to a tripod, so you can go ahead and put that on the ground and talk to it or put it on your desk. So that's kind of handy. Let's see what it includes inside here. The ball head, the power stick, a smartphone mount, tabletop tripod, USB-A to USB-C charging cable, USB micro cable. I wonder if that's for charging the internal battery. And then USB-C to USB-C charging cable. So it comes with a good amount of cables, which is nice because you want them to be short. You don't want to just grab one of your normal 3-foot cables and use that with this. And then a 3/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapter. So I'm not sure if that's going to be down at the bottom here. So you could put this on like a microphone stand or something. That would be pretty cool. And specifications say built-in battery, built-in Bluetooth shutter release button, 5 accessory mounting points. So I wonder where those are. I can see maybe like a cold shoe up at the top here. But maybe they're counting like everything here, the top to bottom, as different mounting points. So we'll take a look at that. Rubber grip and USB to USB-C charging. If it is actually a micro USB that charges the battery inside here, I hope it's not, even though it says USB micro cable. It would be nice if you could just plug into the USB-C here and charge that with the cable that they already give you. But no need to worry about that. Let's go ahead and open it up and check it out. Alright, so this is how it comes all packed up in there, and it's nice and well packed. So kudos to them for that. Let's go ahead and check out these cables first. This one appears to be USB-C to USB-C, and nice and short, so that's good. And this one is USB-A to USB micro. And then we've got a third one down here, which is USB-A to USB-C. So again, I'm still hoping that maybe this is just for an old phone and not for actually charging this unit. If it is, then thanks for including that. But let's go ahead and check this out more. Here's the ball head, and wow, this is a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. This is pretty darn sturdy. Let's see how tight it can get here. Let's tighten this up, and I cannot move that at all, so that is nice. Some of these cheap included ones that I've even gotten in other Vivitar series, you tighten it down and this thing will still, under the weight of a big heavy phone, it'll still start to bend. So I'm pretty impressed with that. And it's nice that this isn't hard attached to this, so that tells me that we can change out what we want to put on here, or we can just eliminate the ball head altogether if we just need just a straight stick. So let's go ahead and see what else we got here. And this is going to be perhaps the tripod part of it. So yeah, so this is basically a tripod. I'm going to guess quarter 20 thread. Does this come apart? It should. I don't want to break it. Wow, that is on there tight. I wanted to make sure I wasn't breaking something, but yeah, so here's the quarter 20, and it is threaded there. It felt like I was taking this apart, like it was tapped into plastic, but there is actually an insert in there. So maybe it's just tight the first time that you get it. And it is, actually, feels like it's almost cross-threaded. Now I'm sure I can torque this thing down and get it on there again. But let's go ahead and check out what this is. So this is obviously the tripod part of it. So this is just a standard cheap little tripod. This is going to be the phone clip for it. So it looks like these things rotate up. And then hopefully it expands some. Yep, so it's got a springy to it. It's pretty darn tight. And then looks like it may pivot right here. So maybe this comes, maybe not. We'll have to look at that. So far, this is my least impressed part of the whole thing. There is the cold shoe adapter up there, but it is very easy to get another one of these. So if that's the worst part of it, then I'll be okay so far. Because this doesn't even like fold all the way. It looks like it should fold more, but I'm sure it'll hold a phone. If this is the only thing that you got, I'm sure it'll work just fine. But I've obviously used a lot better ones. I'm still confused about this part down here. Looks like it should rotate, but I'll probably end up breaking it if I try. So let's continue on and see what else we got in here. And this must be the battery pole itself. And this one's got a lot more weight to it than these other pieces did. Those other pieces very plasticky. And this is, yeah, that's a nice rubber grip. You know, I was kind of laughing that they put rubber grip on one of the features, but this is actually a really nice rubber grip. So we've got, here's all the buttons here, the shutter release. These are probably charging indicators. And here's our different outputs here. Oh, we do have more attachment points. I see. So they talked about having multiple adapter points. And here's that quarter 20 to 3/8 inch adapter. So you can actually mount this thing on a bigger stand if you wanted to. But here's the intended quarter 20 thread there that you would put probably this guy on top of when you're vlogging. And yes, it's got a quarter 20 down here too. That's what I was hoping to see. Obviously you need it for the tripod part of it. So this is completely optional. You don't need to have this. You could just have this part alone. And I was really hoping to see that, because if you already had some kind of a camera stand at your desk, if you're a streamer and you've got your desk set up, you could actually put this on here and go ahead and mount it wherever you wanted to. So let's go ahead and check out the charging part of it. And it looks like I'm going to need to charge it up, and I don't see, thankfully, so far, that micro USB input. So I'm hoping this is just a bonus output, and it shows the input is 5 volts 2 amps, output is 5 volt 2 amps. So that's pretty good. Some of these things will charge, at like 1 amp and take forever to charge up. And does it have a capacity listed? No, it doesn't. But I'm going to guess it's just got maybe 1 or 2 rechargeable cells in here. So maybe about 2600 milliamp hours, maybe 5000 at the most. I didn't see that listed anywhere. But let's go ahead and get a charge on this thing. Alright, so I've got just a longer USB-C cable coming from my charger plugged in there. And yes, it does charge over USB-C, so that's awesome. That's perfect. So the next thing I want to do is go ahead and sync up a phone to the Bluetooth button and test that part out. Alright, so this was as simple as just holding this button down for 3 seconds. The light here starts to blink blue. Went into settings, and under Bluetooth found a device called IRL 5000, and that is listed in the user manual. That's the name that it's going to look for. Hit pair, and now as I hit this button, you can see it's basically just emulating the volume up button, which you would use for a shutter release, and I think you can turn that on or off in the settings here. So if yours doesn't work, then go ahead and check your settings to make sure that that volume up button is set for shutter release in your camera app. So let's go ahead and open up the camera app and hit this button here. And yep, it works just fine. Let's flip it over to video mode and hit the button, and we are recording. So record, 1 press to record, 1 press to stop. So yeah, super easy. Let's go ahead and put this all together and get the phone clip on, get the phone attached to it, get the charging cable hooked up, and test it out. Alright, so I'm starting to piece this thing together, and I've got a couple observations already. One is, obviously we don't have a lightning cable included in there, but I checked on Amazon, you can get a short lightning cable and actually get like a 3-pack for $7.99 or something. So I'll leave some links down in the description below for that. The next thing I noticed, and you're probably not going to be able to hear it, is there is a high-pitched crackly noise coming from this unit as soon as I plug this in. So I don't know if that's cause for concern or not. But like I said, you won't be able to hear it, but I heard it right away, and as soon as I unplugged this cable, it went away, plugged it back in. It started off quiet, and then it started up again. So I'm not sure if that's a quality control issue or what that is, but if that scares you a little bit, I don't blame you. So the next thing I want to mention is I've got just the phone stand here attached to the grip without the ball head, and that is going to be an option to do. But if you want to use these things right here, these side attachment points for perhaps something like this other light that I showed in a different video, to to mount this on here in some manner to give you a little selfie light. Probably one of the small cube ones would be a little bit better. But if you wanted to do that, then when you screw this phone mount on, you're not going to be guaranteed that the angle that the phone is facing is going to be ideal for the angle that this is facing. So if you put the ball head in line with it, then you can at least unloosen that and then move the ball head around, get the angle that you want on the phone, and then tighten it back down. So let's go ahead and put those things together, and we'll test it out again. Alright, so I got the ball head on here, which is going to solve the problem for the phone angle. But the next thing you're going to come up with is, if you use just a single stud adapter like this for whatever accessory that you're doing, which whether this is a light that you want pointed at you or at something that you're filming, or if it's a microphone that you want pointed at you, there's no guarantee that the thread is going to stop at the place that you want. So you're going to need some kind of a double adapter. And I'm going to go ahead and try out this, which is just a cold shoe adapter to 1/4-20. So I'll put this on the top here and put the light on and see how that works. Alright, so I got this thing all put together now. And a couple more observations. One, this size light, way too big, way too heavy. Do not do this. This just makes it kind of way too top heavy and unwieldy. So that's not ideal, but I just wanted to test it out to see if we could actually get these things lined up if we wanted to. And the ball head definitely helps out this whole situation. This phone mount, still not impressed at all with it. It's just not good. It's nice that it has the cold shoe at the top, but it's just not a good phone mount. So probably find a different one of those if you want to keep going with this. With this size and heaviness up top here, I would not expect this tripod stand to do very well standing this thing up, but without that heavy light on top, I think it would be fine to have the tripod holding the phone up. The next thing I want to tell you, which is a good and bad thing, is this button is I am constantly clicking it. So as I'm holding this thing and moving it around in my hand, I'm constantly clicking it, which is a good thing because it is about where it needs to be convenient, but I'm just always clicking it. Now that's not their fault. It's just a matter of me twisting this thing around in my hand and constantly clicking it. But that's just a short little observation. So overall, it gets the job done. It's got some smart things and some not smart things. I think this is a perfect example of the engineers designing something, and probably none of them are vloggers or YouTubers, so they're just not getting the correct use case out of it. But a couple of little adapters will definitely change that. Better phone clip, obviously, for these side adapters here. Where'd they go? Right here in front of me. For these side adapters here, they do make, it comes with this one, which is the 3/8 to 1/4-20. They do make 1/4-20 studs, if you will, so adapters to go from 1/4-20 to 1/4-20, and they make them to go from 1/4-20 to other things also. You can get a pack on Amazon that has 20 different types of adapters for all this kind of phone camera adapter type stuff for, I don't know, just a couple bucks. So I'll leave some links to that stuff also, because you can never have too many adapters. You might want to put a microphone on here, and the microphone might only have a cold shoe adapter, and you might need to go from a quarter 20 to cold shoe. But even just holding this thing, again, this is way too heavy of a light, but even holding this thing in my hand right now, it's way too heavy. So get yourself a much smaller cube light. Ulanzi makes some really nice cube lights that are, like 1 inch or 2 inch square. That'd be perfect for up top there, nice and lightweight, rechargeable. I'll leave some links for those also. But yeah, I just wanted to test this thing out. Is it something that I would recommend? I think that's a loaded question, because I'm not sure whether the buzzing noise out of this thing is a concern. Is it a cheap battery, a cheap charging circuit in there that's making it do that? Usually any kind of buzzing or high-pitched sound with electronics, especially with power, is a sign that there is something that is cheap, and it's whining is what they call it. So that would be a little concerning. Without testing 2 or 3 of these, I wouldn't know for sure if that's just a fluke on this one or not. So just be cautious of that. The good thing is I got this at Walmart, and keep your receipt. Bring it back the next time you go there to get some milk and eggs. So getting rid of all the extra accessories that I was adding on there and just evaluating this by itself, let me tell you what I like and what I don't like. So first of all, I think the no-brainer is phone clip is absolute junk. So get rid of that. So take that out of the evaluation. This whole thing cost, I think it was $25 at the store. If you know anything about Walmart Creator Series stuff, eventually it's going to be clearanced out. If you happen to catch it on a clearance, good, but sometimes it gets clearanced out before you even know it. So at $25, that's what we're kind of evaluating. So this next thing, tripod. It's very cheap, very typical of these camera tripods, mini camera tripods, but it does the trick. It's perfectly fine. I like the fact that it's threaded here and at the bottom here, so that if you had a better tripod, or even if you had a real camera tripod, you could put this right on there. If you had one of those 6-foot tripods or something, perfect. You just screw this right on there. So that's fine. The cables that it comes with, perfect. I would have liked to see a lightning cable in there. I know that increases the price of everything, because it's just another cable to include, but I think Apple has enough market share that they should include a lightning cable in here. Now moving forward, after the iPhone 15s and up, that USB-C is going to be fine, but there's still a lot of people that are still rocking the 14s and below, so that would have been a nice addition. But like I said, pick one of those up for a couple bucks on Amazon and you'll be fine. Next up, the battery itself, the grip itself. Assuming that the electronics are safe, then I'd say that this is a nice little setup. The grip is nice. I like having the extra accessory ports here for microphone or light or something. Get yourself some adapters to make sure that it's going to point in the right direction. That's going to be critical. And then it's nice that, like I said, it's got the threaded insert here, and it's got the quarter 20 up top here. So this can go completely in line with anything else that you have. So even if you're not a vlogger and you're not going to be using this as you're skateboarding down the strip or something, you could use this, and with these different attachment points, you could put this on a tripod and make an overhead camera for your YouTube studio. In fact, that's one of the things I looked at this for, is being able to mount this thing this way and have a camera facing down for when I'm doing repairs on laptops and stuff. So I may be testing that out later for the studio. But it's nice, like I said, that it's got the points on both sides, that you can put different stuff down at the bottom here. You can put different stuff at the top here, and it's just going to work seamlessly with it. Having the battery and the shutter button obviously is one of the major features of it. But I think that is obviously just a matter of if you're going to be using it or not. And last but not least, the ball head that comes with it. That's probably one of the most impressive parts of the whole thing. Very sturdy, well built, very strong. I have no concerns about this thing holding a phone up. So that is pretty nice. If you went to buy one of these of this quality on Amazon, it would be $7 to $12 probably. So you're getting that for free, basically included in with this. So keep that in mind as well. I looked all over the packaging to see if I could tell if any of these things were adaptable. If this came off of this, if the ball head came off of the battery stick, if this came off the ball head, and the packaging has no mention of that, and that's why I actually bought it, is to test it out so that you guys could know that all this stuff is replaceable. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got something out of it, if it helped you at all, I appreciate that thumbs up. If you want to see more reviews on all this type of stuff, I got a lot of the Vivitar Creator Series reviewed on this channel. Go ahead and check out the rest of the channel. But I thank you as always for watching, and until next time, peace out and geek out.